We tumbled out of the train on a hot, dusty evening at a small town station in Gujarat. Unknown to many, Navsari is home to a population of roughly 5 lakh odd people. Hardly a place one would think could host paradise. But big hearts and big achievements sometimes hide themselves in small places. As we neared the center we had come so eagerly to visit, we were struck with the small, narrow streets that led to the main door. And so it was that we found one such paradise on earth, here, in this small, nondescript little town. Albeit, it's a man-made one. But to most who live in it, it's truly heaven on earth. As we walked in, senior citizens sat around, busy with their own activities. For people who seemed alone in the world, neglected by their families and children, these citizens seemed remarkably healthy, peaceful, and well settled. Moving into the corridors of this extremely clean senior citizens' home, we stumbled upon a physiotherapist in session with some of the residents.
નાહિબુન અલગ ને ડૉક્ટરો કહે છે કે કરીએ ઓપરેટ પણ અમે બેડ રિટન રહેશો ડોલિયા પર રહેશો બધાનું નામ દઈને કીધું ઓપરેશન અને નાવ એ કેન વોક ઇવન સ્ટિક લઈને ચાલુ જ કે પણ પડીને વળી નહીં આવે.
Contentment and well-being showed clearly on an old lady as she sat for her infrared treatment. As the evening drew to a close, we wandered about the center, absorbing the ambience. People busied themselves, playing carom and other games. Some sat around, watching television programs. Others simply sat and chatted amongst themselves. Far from being bored or apathetic, we in fact realized that these seniors were a very active and animated lot. Suddenly, an emergency case was brought in. The doctor on duty immediately attended to the case, and the speed and efficiency of the treatment was apparent. It dawned on us that if we were going to do justice to these wonderful people, there was no way this shoot was going to be completed in 2 or 3 hours, as originally anticipated. We decided to stay the night and partake some more of this magical ambience. Late that night in my room, I recalled the words of Mr. Dinshaw Tamboli.
My name is Dinshaw Tamboli. I am the chairman of the World Zoroastrian Organisation Trust and the WZO Trust Funds, which is engaged in various multifarious welfare activities essentially for the Parsi community in India.
And so what is this exactly the WZO?
WZO was established as an international body in London in 1980, and since then we've done quite a bit of work in India and in Iran for the Zoroastrian community, essentially in welfare activities, public welfare activities. We are very much involved in the rehabilitation of poor Zoroastrian farmers in Gujarat. We provide interest-free loans to our community members to start their small businesses. Then we also help students in their studies. Being an aging community, we help whenever for medical needs, we support people. We provide relief from poverty. We have a sanatorium at Sanjan where people can go for a short holiday. We run 2 senior citizen centers at Navsari. Anything where we can help our community members, we try to be of support to them.
So what inspired you to start this senior citizen home?
Essentially, it is that we are an aging community. The recent censuses of 2011 have also confirmed that as far as senior citizens are concerned, we as a community, we probably have the largest percentage of senior citizens of any community anywhere on this planet. And with housing shortages of Bombay, where people 3 to 4 generations live in small flats of 400, 500 square feet, we thought it would be a good idea to open a senior citizen center where healthy, active senior citizens who can look after their own needs can come and live with us, and thereby give more space to the younger people, through which it may be possible to produce more children for the community, because we are the only community in India which has a negative growth rate. Our deaths are far more than 3 times more than what the number of children are born in the community.
Any particular incidents to inspire you to start this senior citizen home, or just like?
We were thinking about this, and fortunately, in 1996, we received support, financial support, from one of the larger donor trusts of our community, whom we met earlier. We tried to explain to them, we give them a project of what we wanted to do, because in our community we already have 3 to 4 infirmaries where elderly people who are bedridden, those facilities still exist for them. They were well looked after. But there was no institution to look after healthy old people, healthy senior citizens. So we just thought that it would be a pioneering thing. We gave it an effort, and with the grace of God, it's all fallen into place. Essentially, my base is in Navsari because I belong to that place. My family is from there, so we have roots over there. And to carry out these type of institutional activities, it's more economical, because we work with public funds. We don't have funds of our own. For everything that we do, we raise funds, and community has been supportive. Our residents come from all over the world. We have somebody who is there, a couple who are there from the United States, some from the UK, a lady from Africa. The message for the Parsi community is that we have to get over the problem of our depleting numbers, which does not seem to be a very achievable thing to do in the near future, because of the lopsided demographic profile over the last 40-50 years. Today the population of India is like a pyramid. The population of Parsis is like an inverted pyramid, where the youth are very little and the elders are that is a problem with the Parsi community, and because essentially we are a 100% literate community, where our ladies there is no gender bias in our community. Our ladies are well educated, they follow their careers, and therefore all these factors have combined that the youth of our community, being well educated, they prefer to focus on their careers rather than starting on families. It's a natural phenomenon, I believe.
The morning dawned bright and early as we arrived once more at the center. Bed tea had been dispensed with, and everyone was already busy eating a full, nutritious breakfast. After breakfast activities included stepping out to the agyari next door to pray, whilst some sat and prayed in their rooms. The doctor arrived a little later for her routine checkup. Here's what she had to say.
I've been attending to this center since last 3-4 years. Twice a month, though I do have to come.
That's your normal routine.
Normal routine, yeah. And examine the patient. And otherwise, and when there's an emergency.
As we did last time.
Yeah, yesterday. And patients who cannot come to my clinic, I have to drop in. As far as possible, I can handle. I do manage. Otherwise, I have to send them to the hospital. Or if there are any patients which require special other treatment, the allied doctors are coming. The people who come here, they are usually neglected by their children or they don't have someone to look after. So I feel parents who have brought you up should take care of them. Don't neglect them. Actually, your own home is your own home. So if the parents are taken care in their own house, that's the best thing. And then here also, if they don't have anyone to rely on, I think this is the best. You would call it a second home, and they should not feel that they will be left over or they will be neglected or anything. Good care is taken off over here. Good food, everything. Service is also good over here. And I feel that it's a good place to pass your remaining years.
The center houses the yoga and meditation room. The yoga instructor helps the members not only to be healthier, but also to increase their stamina. It is already 11 a.m. and watching preparations being made for the afternoon lunch was a treat. A visit to the kitchen threw up some wonderful aromas and surprises. We spoke to the head of the kitchen department.
એક દિવસ સકાળે મેનુ લખીને મૂકી દઈએ. હવે એ જે અમારા સિનિયર સિટીઝનો નહીં ખાવાના હોય બીજું હોય તે આપીએ. હવે અમુક લોકો એવા છે કે જે તદ્દન વેજ છે. તેના માટે અમે જ્યારે નોનવેજ બનાવીએ ત્યારે અમે તે લોકોના માટે બધું વેજ બનાવીએ. બ્રેકફાસ્ટની અંદર અમે ઈંડાની વાનગીઓ બધી બનાવીએ. પછી બટાકા પૌવા છે, સંભાર છે, ઉપમા છે, મલીદો છે, એ બી અમે લોકો અહીંયા બનાવીએ. લંચની અંદર આપણે પારસી ફૂડ બી બનાવીએ, હિન્દુ ફૂડ બી બનાવીએ. બપોરે નૂડલ્સ બી અમે લોકો એ લોકોને આપીએ. અમારે પારસી ટાઈપના ધાન શાક, કરી ચાવલ, પાટીઓ ખીચડી જે અમારી પારસી ટાઈપની વાનગી થતી હોય તે બધી. જ્યારથી સ્ટાર્ટ થયું ત્યારથી અમે લોકો અહીંયા કામ કરીએ છીએ. અમને ઘણી ખુશીથી કામ કરવાનું મન થાય છે. પોતાના ઘરનું જ કામ કરીએ તેવી રીતે જ.
As lunchtime approached, members trooped in to eat. Whilst everyone ate lunch, we spent time exploring the center. It comprises 2 buildings in all. The first was created on the 6th of June 1998, and its very first member was Mrs. Hilla Irani. This building is 5 floors tall and comprises rooms of various categories to stay in. There are double rooms with air conditioning and non-air conditioning. There are single rooms. All rooms are very clean and have very comfortable attached toilets. There is a TV set in the room, an ample closet space. Well ventilated and airy, there's lots of cheerful natural light streaming into the room. What you see here is a quadruple occupancy room. The housekeeping comes in twice a day, sometimes thrice, to ensure hygienic conditions at all time. The housekeeping staff are a very hardworking, cheerful and happy lot. As the center increased in popularity and patronage, Reena and Behram Baxter visited and committed funds to build a similar center. This became a reality soon, and the second building came into existence on the 15th of December 2005. The second building is 3 floors high, and all 3 floors are joined to the first building by passageways. As we passed through the passage, we met a couple who shared the experience of their happiness here.
પણ અહીંયા ઘણું મજાનું છે. હું એટલું હેપી છું અહીંયા આવીને. હું તો મારા 2 બચ્ચાઓ કે મારી દીકરીઓ તો હું કોને 50 ઓવર થઈ જાઉં તો હું આવીને અહીંયા રહી જાઉં.
Lunch was followed by afternoon siesta. Whilst they were busy shopping, we got an opportunity to interact with some of the staff and volunteers.
She is Sarmin Tamboli, administrator of the center. Since how long you are working here?
About 13 years.
What inspired you to be the part of this center?
I love being with old people, and I'm blessed with them. I don't know how to explain it, but I like to be with them. I like to enjoy with them. I make the thing lively for them. I would sing for them. We go to Dandi Beach sometimes. Then every month we have some other activities like housey. We play housey with them. I just want to tell everyone that it's very good to be with the old people. Don't neglect them.
The manager of the center spoke to us. What he explained was that the center was very conveniently located at the heart of the city.
My message to my senior old people or my senior old passes, the senior citizen of Navsari is a place, it's a heaven for the old people, where you get all the facilities. And the services given here are extraordinary. You can call it a 3 to 4 star hotel services which you are getting over here.
અહીંયા કંઈ તમે સિનિયર સિટીઝનમાં આવો એટલે તમને કોઈ ખૂણામાં નાખી દે છે કે એવું નથી. કે ઘરમાં ઘણા આપણા ફેમિલી મેમ્બરમાં જો જોઈન્ટ ફેમિલી હોય છે છતાં પણ જે ઉંમરવાળા માણસો એમને તો કોઈ ત્યાં ધ્યાનમાં લેતું જ નથી. અહીંયા તમને ફેસિલિટી બધી જ સારી છે. એ ઉપરાંત તમે અહીંયા રહો તો તમારું મન પણ હળવું થાય.
It struck us that the entire place seemed suddenly empty. Upon inquiring, we were directed to the terrace, where we found everyone dressed and waiting for the start of the evening entertainment. We had just enough time to socialize with a few lovely ladies. While chatting with these 2 lovely ladies, we were pleasantly surprised to learn that they were an aunt and niece residing here for the last 5 years. Individual talents and creativity can be seen flourishing here.
I had nobody in Goa, so I came over here.
It was my wish to come over here. My whole family did not tell me to tell. They were saying no. You should not go. You should not go. I said no, I want to go.
There was a sudden announcement. It struck us then that all these lovely ladies and dashing gentlemen, so elegantly dressed, were going to walk a ramp. The last 2 days had taught us much. Realization dawned that people don't necessarily have to be young to be happy. Happiness is truly ageless. As night fell once again, we realized regretfully it was time to say goodbye. With heavy hearts and extreme reluctance, we headed back for home.